Guys, I have literally just come out from the rabbit hole, and yeah, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we have been looking really deeply as Growth Tech actually into the impact that this conversion from traditional search, organic search, over to AI search, what impact it's having. I've got to be honest, it's chaos out there. It is absolute chaos, and I'm not quite sure if the agencies are equipped to kind of deal with this, because I think that they don't know how to pivot their service in such a way that they can still justify their costs. The big problem is that Google and Meta and all of these guys are very rapidly pivoting over to the AI search. And, in a very, very similar way to what Gary Vaynerchuk predicted a few years ago at the IFA conference about Alexa, not knowing that this AI thing was coming. The big trouble with it is it produces one result, just one. So when you say, who's the best cleaning company in the area, there's one result. Now, how do you become number one? So, historically, and when I say historically, I mean a few months ago, one would focus on your keywords, you would focus on your tags, you would focus on SEO, you would focus on your PPC, and all of that kind of stuff. And as a result, what you would get is leads coming in. But now everybody across the industry has seen a decline in leads. Everybody has seen it. And, we found, doing some research with one of our partners that have, worked with about 230 global brands, that the compound decrease in leads over the past 2 years has been up to 70% in some industries. And that is about to rapidly decline. Decline as in less leads. So what am I talking about over here? So when you only have one result, and bearing in mind currently, and the US has just rolled out the AI search, currently over 30% of all searches are being answered by AI search, one result. How do you become the one? How does your franchise become the one? How does your small business become the one? What do you do to become the one? Now, we've been working on this problem because we kind of saw it coming. And again, I'm gonna give a big up to Gary Vaynerchuk over here, because he genuinely got my brain spinning when he was talking about how Alexa was going to become the one thing that people would say, And what he was talking about back then, I think might, in a way, come to pass now again. What he was saying about Alexa back then was that you're going to have two different types of payment structures, or Google is going to make their money in two different ways. Now, bearing in mind, just think about this, as a business, Google is losing the 10 blue links. They're losing almost everything. Even maps, I wonder how that's going to be faring. But because it's only giving one result. So what I feel like beef tonight at a restaurant. What's the best restaurant and where is it, and can you book it for me? All of those kind of things are going to become very automatic very, very quickly. And we are not going to have to go through every link and look at every review and, check which one looks the nicest and all that kind of stuff. I think that AI is probably just going to deliver up one and say, listen, based on everything I know about you, this is the one. But anyway, so because Gary Vaynerchuk said there's going to be two different types of results with Alexa, and he said that that's going to be unbranded and branded. And how Google and those type of businesses are going to make their money is when a branded request is put through. So say, for instance, you say, what's the number of the local Grow Global? Then the AI is going to go, okay, great, here we go. Here's your number. And if you then did a very similar search, but you said, could you look for a great outsourced franchise management company for me? Right, Google would then say, okay, from my research, I know how much an outsourced management company would charge per year. I know on average how long they would have the business, and therefore I'm going to put a little formula together, and I'm going to be charging this franchise management firm I don't know, $10,000 for the lead. And it'll then contact the management firm and say, hey, listen, we've got a proper lead. You're the only result. Do you want it? We know that you're going to be making, I don't know, 11,000 over the next 2 years. We're going to charge you 10,000. Do you want it or don't you want it? What do? So I'm not sure that exact scenario is going to play out, but I don't know how Google's going to make their money when they don't have the option of making a little bit of money and a lot of clicks. My assumption is at some point when they deliver you up as a result, they're going to be charging like a wounded buffalo. So we'll have to see how that goes. But just getting back to the research that we've done, and we think we have found some intervention techniques. So we have been looking at training AI for a long, long time. And when I say training AI, not in the sense of like train a new GPT or whatever, how do we become the one result? What is it that GPT is looking for? What is it that Gemini is looking for? What is it that Perplexity is looking for? Copilot. What are the things that they are looking for, and how can we optimize for that? And this is the thing that we think we've nailed. Now, we're going to be talking to a lot of our clients in the next few days. We are implementing some secret sort of plans on our own websites. So we're completely redesigning, relaunching, and they are not going to be human friendly. Let me just tell you, these things are going to be designed for one reason and one reason only, and that is to optimize for the AI. So it is called Generative Engine Optimization now. It is no longer search engine optimization. It is very soon not even going to be PPC or organic or anything like that, but it really will be all about the generative engine optimization. And the companies that are smart about this, the little companies that are smart about this, can now absolutely leapfrog their bigger competitors. Because if that AI is generating or serving you up as the one result, they're definitely not serving up any of your competitors in the region. And the better you get at the GEO and understanding AI and how it thinks and what it wants to serve you up as the one result, right? Your competitors are literally going to be starved of all leads. It is flipping frightening and flipping amazing in terms of technology and an opportunity for people who've got a bit of foresight and a bit of imagination and a bit of bravery to jump into this GEO mosh pit. Nobody truly knows what it's going to be, but what I do know is that the old stuff is not going to be around for very long, and I think that leads are going to be plummeting like no man has ever seen in the history of this wonderful thing we call the internet. But anyway, guys, if you do want to have a chat about GEO, how it's going to impact your business, how it's going to impact your franchise, please give us a shout. What we have noticed is there's a lot of people with a lot of stupid theories. Not very well researched theories. We have properly gone down the rabbit hole. We have looked at every angle, and we'll continue to do so. So the information we provide you with will be the best information, the most up-to-date information that's out there. So anyway, I didn't want to frighten you, but I do. And frightening things are good sometimes, because as we learn from the savannas of Africa, it's the nervous ones that survive the lion attack. It's the nervous ones with the sharp ears and the sharp eyes, and pay attention to their senses. Those are the ones that usually make it the longest. So, be a gazelle, and be a particularly alert gazelle at the moment, and you should be absolutely fine. Anyway, that's it from me for now.